Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Ukar and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss about business studies in Norway because this is one of the most requested topic on my YouTube channel. You guys have asked me a lot to make a video on how to get admission in business, marketing, finance in Norwegian universities because I'm not good at it and I don't have any experience with it. So today we have with us Abdur-Rehman Bhai, who has done recently his MBA from University of Stavanger. So we're gonna ask your questions to him so we can get more information about this topic. So let's jump right into the video. First of all, Abdur-Rehman Bhai, would you please briefly introduce yourself?
As you know, my name Abdur-Rehman. I belong to Lahore, and I did my BBA from University of Management and Technology. And after my bachelor's, I started working in a bank for almost 3 years.
Right.
So after getting 3 years of experience, actually my plan was to get MBA in a university where you need to actually present that you have some experience before MBA. So Norway was one of those countries which require experience prior to your MBA admissions.
Okay.
So that's why I choose Norway, and I applied in a few of the universities in Norway, but I got offer from University of Stavanger, so I came here, and then I started my MBA, and I finished my MBA in 2019, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool, interesting. So you said there are some Norwegian universities that require experience before giving admission.
Yeah.
So is it mandatory in all Norwegian universities or it is requirement in some universities?
And no, these are requirements by some universities, like the universities which have some high ranking.
Okay. Okay, so which universities in Norway offer these business studies or finance or accounting studies?
Actually, mostly, most of the universities in Norway have a business school.
Okay.
So it's very common because business studies are now very common. But mostly they have 4 to maximum 5 kind of specializations, and that depends on, or I can say that vary on university to university or region to region.
Okay.
Like University of Stavanger offers 4 kind of specialization: economics, finance, innovation, and strategic management. So mine was strategic management.
Okay, interesting. So when you are going through, like someone is going through the admission process, how can he shortlist the universities? Like, is there any website where he can find all the universities and the program?
Yeah, actually there is a master portal which the person can use, and the person, if because master portal can guide you all the universities in Europe, let's say. But if you want to shortlist just to Norway, then you can go for study in Norway. That's also a good website. And but the most interesting way for me to shortlist the university is what I am interested to study in. So I go to university webpage, and then I go to the master's program, and then I choose that, okay, what kind of courses they are offering, what kind of study plan they have, and what kind of topics they want to cover, and if those subjects or courses have let's say exams or assignments, or what kind of things they have. So these things kind of is like a trigger for me that, okay, this is the program which I want to go for. So I shortlisted University of Stavanger because of that thing.
Okay, interesting. So is there any specific requirement to get admission into this program? Maybe any kind of certification like GMAT, GRE or something like that?
Actually, for Master in Business Administration or Master of Science Business Administration here, you need GRE or GMAT with IELTS 6.5, and I guess 3 CGPA is the minimum requirement.
Okay, and what is the minimum score of these GMAT or GRE accepted in this university?
I don't think so. I have seen a specific score that they are asking. Maybe it's just the merit. At the end of the day, what's the highest, and then they choose.
Okay. So talking about the studies in university, in Norwegian universities particularly, how flexible are the studies? Is it like you have to study all day long, or it's like you are flexible to work as well with the studies?
I can only answer this according to my experience, because when I came here, so it was entirely a different education system for me.
Okay.
I came from semester system, and my semester system was kind of different, that during semester there are some lectures, then there are quiz,
Okay.
and then new lectures, a new quiz, and then you have to forget everything what you have studied before.
Okay.
Because those which you have already passed or you have done with the quiz or assignments, those are not gonna come in your final exams.
Okay.
This was the plan for my university in Pakistan.
Mhm.
But when I came here, so it was entirely different. Here you have quizzes, here you have assignments, but they are not graded. They are just pass or fail.
Okay.
I'm talking about my program. I don't know about engineering or other things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, when you are sitting for the final, so whole semester is coming. So it's like you are in the final system,
Okay.
like we used to have in our intermediate.
Mhm.
So that was kind of very shocking for me because I was just thinking, okay, assignment is done, so I'm free. I don't need
Yeah.
to remember or keep memorizing
Yeah.
the thing which I have studied. But when I'm sitting in the final, I'm like, oh my god, it's a whole semester. And first 1 year was kind of me getting adjusting to the system.
Mhm.
But the second semester was very good because I understood okay how the people here wants, because here professor also kind of expecting something different. They
Yeah.
don't give you answers for everything. They don't spoon feed you here.
They prefer self-study.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
But about the job which you are saying, so you definitely have a lot of time. You get time enough because you can work 20 hours a week. So
Yeah.
it's not that much. 4 hours a day if you want to work, it's very easy to manage with your study.
Talking about the opportunities in Norway, what are the job opportunities? Like a person in with the business or accounting or finance background, can he get a part-time job in any industry during studies?
A part-time job related to his studies.
Yeah.
It's mostly based on luck. I cannot guarantee or say that it's very easy to find. The first barrier would be the language one.
Okay.
Because in my field, you are mostly in contact or in network with the people who are Norwegian. So just not to get into any kind of uncomfortable zone,
Yeah.
they will prefer not to hire any person or to have any person who is not Norwegian.
Yeah.
So finding part-time job related to field, I think so is kind of hard.
Alright, okay. So talking about jobs during studies, what are the opportunities in universities? Like there are TA-ships, maybe there are
Yeah.
projects, there are research opportunities. What are the opportunities
Um,
during studies?
Yeah, that's very good. Actually, I've been TA for 2 years
Okay.
in my department. So
Mhm.
not for the same professor, but different professor for different semesters, and all of them have different kind of requirements or tasks for me. Some of them were to check assignments, to grade the assignments, or there were some times that I need to just to be in a common room in the university in our department where it's the counseling hours, like students can come
Okay.
there and ask for any kind of help, that okay, we cannot solve this equation, we cannot solve this question, we need help in any kind of case studies. Or there were some tasks that okay, I need to be in the classroom while professor is lecturing.
Mhm.
I need to take attendance, I need to make sure everyone is there, I need to make sure that everyone is on board and they are registered through online system, because we have online attendance system.
Yeah.
here you need to scan and barcode and these things.
Okay.
So these are different and these are paid, and actually these are paid better than you
Odd
get
jobs.
odd jobs
Okay. Okay, so what are the other opportunities in the market out there? Like if someone is from marketing background or finance background, what are the opportunities in Norwegian market? Like maybe in banks or schools, or I don't know, maybe in hotels, restaurants. What are the opportunities there? Is there enough opportunities for student, or you think there are not enough opportunities?
There are opportunities. I will not say it's not, because I feel Norway is a very resourceful country, and
Okay.
there is always an opportunity for a new business. There are a lot of what can I say, startups, a lot of incubators which are helping startups to grow. And Norway is a, what can I say? Norway has a lot of funds to
Okay.
provide to these startups companies, so they always need new people or experienced people actually.
Experienced.
Because if you have experience from a country, let's say Pakistan, because we have a huge population, so our market is usually very huge when we are in Pakistan. So
Yeah.
they always prefer these kind of people who have knowledge how to control let's say market segment which is very diverse or anything like this. So
Yeah.
when they are hiring you, they are having this thing in mind that this person is bringing something which we need.
Yeah.
And you actually need to show them that you have something and you are bringing something to them. And usually these things you tell them in your cover letter or in your interviews if you are having with them.
Okay, talking about these job opportunities, what are the language requirements? Because it's a Norwegian market, and being a business student, as you mentioned, you have to speak with persons, clients. So, what are the language restrictions or opportunities, regardless of this language barrier?
Other than language,
Like, do you think is there enough opportunities if you don't speak Norwegian?
if you don't speak Norwegian, then opportunities will drop down to maybe like 75 or 80%.
Okay, so that means it's mandatory if you want to get a job, a good job, that you learn Norwegian language.
Yeah, it will give you kind of some edge on the rest of the candidates, because the rest of the candidates may be sitting in the same class where you studied and they are Norwegian, because as I said, there are 25 international students for each program and 75 maybe local Norwegian people, so you have to compete with them. So language is the very first barrier that you need to cross to be at least at the same level. And then you need to even give them something more, like company, you need to give company something more, that okay, this is something I have which is not in the other Norwegian candidate. That can be your experience, that can be some of the projects you have done from your background, or you have a lot of research publications and these things which you can present actually.
Okay, so how can a student find jobs in Norway? What are the portals? What are the ways a person can find jobs?
There is Finn, then LinkedIn, and I do recommend people to develop as much network on LinkedIn, because I have seen here people getting job just on the basis of their network. Even they have never met personally, but they are connected on the LinkedIn, and the other person knows that okay, what you are up to. So usually in some conferences or some way you get to know the person and just get connected to that person, keep in touch if you are interested to what he is doing. So keep telling him. Let's say I can give example. I went to one conference and there was one person, he was owning a company, and he was just telling me, okay, these kind of projects I am running.
Okay.
So he was trying to help startups to establish and grow in the market when you have a competitive market. So I was telling him that, okay, this is what I used to do when I was in a bank and blah, blah, blah. And I was telling him, and he was getting interested that, okay, this person might be of my interest. So every time when I'm doing any kind of project with the university, with my professor or anything, I just inform him that okay, I'm doing this thing. So he's also like, okay, this is very good, maybe I can use it. So he can also take help from you, and sometimes he can provide you a very good real-time information from the market, because he's sitting in the market. And he gets to know that you are very hardworking, you are up to date with the research, you are working with the real-time data which he is providing you. And so these things are very good. So LinkedIn can help you, Finn can help you, and there are some other websites like Manhunt, Manpower.
Okay. So you mean keeping the network is not just as important, but you also have to keep the network alive.
Alive, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's very important. Yeah.
Okay. What are the PhD opportunities after you finish your master's? And what are the requirements for it if you want to do PhD, if a person wants to do PhD?
Okay, if you want to do a PhD, the very first requirement is you need to maintain B grade.
Okay.
And it just means that it doesn't mean just to have B grade in your master thesis. It means you need to keep B average for all of your courses which you have studied. So 120 credit hours which you are studying, it should be B.
Okay.
First thing. The second thing, you can go for PhD, or you can approach to PhD in two different ways.
Okay.
Okay, before that, I need to tell you that there are two different kind of PhDs here which is common in Europe. First is academic PhD, and second they call industrial or business PhD. So in academic PhD, you are doing PhD with the university. And in industrial PhD or business PhD, you approach to a company, or a company offers anything that this is the topic which we want to research, or we want to have a PhD candidate. So these are the two things. If you are doing PhD with the university, so there are two ways to get that one. First, if you are in contact with the professor, let's say your supervisor for your master thesis. So if you are in contact with him and you are telling him that, okay, if you want to do more research, or he thinks that he has some research and he offers you or he's telling you that I'm doing this research, are you interested in this research? So that thing can lead to PhD.
Okay.
And the other thing is, every university in Norway, they have a vacancy for PhD, because PhD here is a full-time position.
Yeah.
You get to salary as a master's, because now you're master's, so you get full salary package.
So I think we are done with all the questions that I have in the list. So before we wrap up the video, if you can talk about how you get the job in Norway, because I think you are doing your industrial PhD. You're going to start it now. So
Yeah.
how you got it?
The first thing how I got it is after I was done with my master thesis, so I was in good contact with my professor, and I went there and I asked him that, okay, I want to continue the same thesis for a PhD or just a research. So he asked me to find a good topic which we can cover for further research.
All right.
When I came back home, the next day in the morning, I got email from the company. So actually, company approached me. That company asked me that we heard that you want to do a further research or PhD. So why you don't do a PhD with us? So I had no idea about industrial PhD at that time, because that thing was completely new for me. And then I contacted the company, we had some meetings, and then he explained me that, okay, this is industrial PhD, you will be 100% employed by the company, and you have to work with the company, and during work you the research which you will be doing for the company, you can use those research, or you can use those collected data for your PhD also. So in this thing you have to arrange your funding.
Yeah.
So that funding is you and company mutually apply to a funding organization here in Norway. So that's Research Council Norway, which in abbreviation they say NFR. So you submit your proposal, your project plan, and agreements which company, you and the professor, the university, sign together, because there are now 3 organizations in the same project. So these agreements you submit to that NFR, and you tell them that, okay, my project is looking for this much amount of funding.
Okay.
And if they find that, okay, you have a good project, they will give you a fund. And the funds will not be given to you actually per se, but it will come to the company.
Okay.
Because in industrial PhD, your salary is coming 50% by the company and 50% by the funding organization, NFR.
Okay.
University has nothing to do with your salary. Contrary to this, if you are as academic PhD, then university is paying you 100%.
Okay.
But in this case, it's 50-50. So once your funding is approved, company is agreed with the research topic which you are doing, and then you write your final proposal for the university. Here's one thing, that you write 2 different kind of proposals, because the funding organization has different pattern and they need different information in the proposal.
Okay.
And university needs a different information in the proposal. NFR is mostly interested that how you will carry this project for, let's say, 3 years or 4 years, whatever you choose, because they offer you just 2 kind of funding for 3 years or 4 years. If you go for 4 years, your funding will be lesser than the 3 years actually.
Okay.
So if you go for 3 years, then your salary will be higher and your funding amount will be higher and everything. But you need to convince them that how you will finish this in 3 years. Only then they will give you fund. If in the project they will think that something is not sufficient or is not up to the mark, they can send you back to revise it or like this.
Okay.
After you get the funding, company can inform you that, okay, we have received your grant, so now you need to get admitted and as a PhD student in the university. Again, you can choose any university, any supervisor who is interested in the same topic which you are working for. So once you have selected the supervisor, you have selected the topic, you have discussed with him, and then you design complete proposal that okay, this will be my literature review, this will be the background, methodologies, and everything. Here is very important thing which universities is always looking is that you need to convince university that this project can bring any kind of knowledge in the knowledge world, in the university or theoretical world. So if there is any contribution or not. So once you are done with this and you submit your proposal to doctoral committee at the university, they will go through it, they will check your grades if they are B and everything. And if your proposal is like well written, everything is perfect, which is hardly ever the case. It's it's always that you get rejected for the first time, or not rejected, they will send you back that these are the things with the long lists that you need to improve or you need to revise them. So then you need to revise them. They sometimes give you time, or sometimes there's no time. It's up to you that how quickly you want to do, and you revise them and you submit again. And like second or third time, mostly people get their proposal accepted in 3 times.
So that's how it's
done.
So I think we are kind of pretty much done with the video, but before we wrap up the video, any final advice for the students that are coming, how they can improve their portfolio during their studies, how they can improve their chances of being hired, anything that you want to speak about?
One thing which I regret every day after moving here is not learning the language. So first, I know it's very hard, it's very difficult, very time consuming, it's very hard maybe with your studies to manage everything, but just learn a day, I mean 1 word a day, but learn something. Get yourself enrolled in language courses. University have very cheap language courses, you should go there. A1, A2, B1, B2, just learn the language. That's the very first thing for at least business students. The second thing, you should start developing your network as soon as you land here. So start talking to people, get to know them, go to different conferences, and build up your network and keep them alive, as you said. Third thing could be that if you want to pursue in a research world after your masters, then I would really recommend to during your masters try to publish. Have some publication, or just write some papers, contact some professors, read yourself, write something, go present a paper in a conference, but keep in touch in your field with the research. Which I haven't done. That's another thing that which you should have done. And what else it could be? Just read good about the program which you want to get on, because sometimes it's not just okay, I want to come out of Pakistan just to come to Norway, and after you came here it's like, oh my god, I don't like this course. I don't like this course, I don't understand this course. So prepare well, understand that what kind of course you are coming here to study, because again I'm telling you, it's a hell of a difference from Pakistan education system and here education system.
So I think we are done with the video. I hope this video was informative for you guys. If it was, make sure to like, and if there is something that you still want to know and we have not covered up in the video, you can always comment down. I will try to answer it as quickly as I can. I also have attached Abdur-Rehman Bhai Instagram, and also there is my Abu's Instagram attached here. So if you have any question related to the application process or any job opportunity or anything like that, you can always approach us on our Instagram. And that's it for today's video.